hire a strapping young man to take us up to the arena.
Oh, I do love to watch the fights. Maybe next week.
The guard's wife will have had her babe by then, and we'll have midwifing money to gamble.
That skinflint paid in chickens last time. Don't count on his gold, dearie.
It's only a matter of time before the centaurs come back.
What are we going to do? My husband would have known what to do.
You need to barricade your home, make hiding places for the children.
Gendaron Fields is an area of contrasts. The Shiver Peaks rise in the east, farms dominate its southern hills, and to the west, Crichtons fight centaurs in a centuries-old war. Meanwhile, at the heart of the region, pirates gallivant upon Lake Gendar and raid surrounding communities. Ah, isn't this nice? The music we're hearing right now, this music, this is some of the first ever music. Oh god, I'm messing with the mic here. Some of the first ever music any of us ever heard as fans of this franchise. This is Guild Wars 1 music. I don't know whether I've mentioned this in the LP yet, but yeah, the devs actually combined both soundtracks from both games. So you're listening to several years of music when you play Guild Wars 2 these days. All the way through like 2007 up to 2018 as it now is and beyond as the expansions go along. And in some of the Crichton areas you do hear some of that old peaceful human music from the original game. But we are back, it's part 33. We're continuing with the adventures of Casey here as we travel on to Lion's Arch and beyond. And we are about to visit the Durmand Priory. So I was going to start this video actually at LA.
Got to stop her from trying to get in on the fight.
Oh my god, the centaurs are all the way over here already. I was actually going to start right here, in Lion's Arch itself.
Our mission is to make sure these catapult parts get to Nebo Terrace.
Scouts report heavy centaur activity along the road, ma'am.
You expected this to be easy, son? Stay sharp. The folks in Nebo need us to come through, and we're gonna do it.
Oh, cool. So we could do this event while we're at it. This is actually associated with Assault on the Ascalon Settlement meta event, which covers a ton of different events in this area of the world. And yeah, I was going to start in LA, but I reasoned that there were so many cool places to physically walk to get to LA from here through Crichton. Instead of just taking an Asura gate, that we do this instead. This is a horrible series to do because in so many ways I want to show you guys everything. I still am not going to try and show you every little bit of lore in the open world.
Walk softly through here. I heard Tamini hide in those caves, preying on travelers.
Ooh, those caves on the right, they actually do. We can see them right there. In fact, they're charging over immediately. But yeah, these places are very special to me, and we're unlikely to come back to this area of the world in a while. So yeah, how about we try it out? Of course, we did on the previous video learn about the Hounds of Balthazar. Didn't really get to see them very much because we were in the middle of kind of other ridiculous nonsense going on with the Queen, but I'll show you a bit more of them now. They are genuinely really dangerous. We've already seen so far in the series the strength of having allies with you. Look at how cool they look, man. He's got such a cool animation and texture on them as they wander around with us. They don't last too long, but they are generally quite strong. I'll show you these guys a few times now before we then move on to do some of the Elementalist summons. There is a summon. Have I shown you any Elementalist summons yet? I have. I've shown you the lesser glyph. Well, there is an elite glyph as well, which is a summon too, so we'll check that out. But yeah, can you see that place over there, those houses? Yeah, that is Nebo Terrace, where this dynamic event is actually patrolling towards.
We need to take out those catapults or we'll never get through.
Oh my god, yeah, what? So these catapults over there, we were actually being fired upon there. Oh, there's a little rabbit on the ground. No, they're firing on the balls. That's actually ridiculous. So let's just climb up here and just go directly to it, dropping our firestorm up there. And yeah, I want to show you guys some of the NPCs and fun things like that. Another thing I just want to say, for those of you who are watching this series, I anticipate most people listening to my voice right now will be listening through the months and years long after the videos originally come up. To those of you who are in that position, I just want to encourage you. You can still use the comments. I'm a bit of a nutter in that I look at comments on super old videos, so you can still feel free to type along as you play. You'll probably get responses from me, but for those of you, for very few of you who are watching right as these videos are going up, I do want to apologize that we've only managed to get a couple of episodes this past week. Basically, I produced, first of all, a very big PvP tournament with a $2,000 prize pool, which took a lot of my focus, but also, sneaky in the background, I made a secondary series with Bract in the super... Why is that centaur fly? What? Hello? Oh my god, this is crazy. I've never seen that before. Flying centaurs? There's another player here as well. Hey, man. I made another series with Bract, so, yeah, I've now produced another thing where we get to see what that was all about. But obviously it took a lot of my time. We'll be back into full speed ahead now, though, so... yeah, these early parts in the 30s have been coming a little bit slower than I would have liked. But hey, only so much time per working day. That guy flying around on a griffin over there looks like a badass. Genuinely, one of the things I'm most excited about as we play through here is seeing other people on mounts and be like, ah, one day, guys. One day, eventually. Let's keep on going. So yeah, with that said, we're getting a little bit closer to Nebu Terrace. Bit of weird trivia about this specific dynamic event as well. That is... that one of the NPCs, at least, I think it is only one, changes their dialogue based on whether you've done this dynamic event or not. If you've never done it, they'll say different stuff to you, but the second your character has done it, it permanently, like, toggles a flag on that character and makes it so that they will regard you differently. And in fact, these human settlements we're going to in just a moment have a lot of weird things like that.
Look alive. Harathi incoming!
That I kind of want to show off. Look at this guy on a friggin' teleporting jackal there as he travels around. Where are the more Harathi? These guys over here. So yeah, we'll check that out. This meta event as well, funnily enough, one of the weirder updates for Guild Wars 2. Oh my god, they've summoned loads of Earth Elementals. That's actually really cool. Remember the whole story opened with a Modnir centaur summoning an Earth Elemental, the Hounds of Olgoth, if you remember. Well, these guys are summoning them as well. I forget what I was saying.
No lying down on the job. Let's roll.
I watch over this place.
Yeah, but basically, it's very interesting the way that they handle that dialogue on this dynamic event. And again, a lot of it's kind of weird.
I hate these escort runs. I hear the click-clop of centaur hooves even when they aren't there.
My god, they're still actually chasing from behind. Will you guys go away? We've almost made it, though. Nebu Terrace here. Here you can see some weak guys, some med kits around. We can actually pick this up. The front of the med kit reads, contains 3 sets of emergency medical supplies. We can take them. We get it on our back here. And we can use these to run around and help the wounded. Hello, this old man says. Oh, he looks very cool. Hello, this is the Old Western Field Hospital. You'll find another east of here. I'll give you a tour, but we've got injured serf to attend to. Oh, look, we finished the event. Let's keep on going. Oh, this is actually stuck to my back now as well. This is obviously for the heart in the area. You guys all good? I want to see what dialogue they've got. I'm not sure whether I've ever really stuck around to see. You guys, these supplies can help everybody feel much better now. They've also got a cool... Is that an NPC bear or is that... Oh, that's with that player that was over there. It looks like they just deposited the supplies and now they're not even talking.
May Balthazar strengthen you.
She says that was too close for comfort. Good to see you made it through, though. She says thanks. Nebu Terrace got the catapult parts they need. God's willing, it will be a fair fight if the centaurs use their siege machines on the tab. So yeah, this is like on the front lines of centaur territory. It's kind of weird because centaurs have weird... It's ill-defined where the centaur's territory actually is because we've already seen quite a few different centaur bases. But if you're going to consolidate centaurs anywhere, there's tons of them up north here. Can you see this high-level map that we shouldn't really explore just yet? There's loads of centaur up there.
You're a sight for sore eyes. I can't believe you actually made it.
Thank the gods. It's good to know the Queen hasn't forgotten about us.
Let's get these defenses up. Who knows when the centaurs will be back?
And so the humans who live here are seriously aggressed. This is Nebu Terrace.
You there. Heard you helped get that caravan here. Thanks. A lot of good people are safer now.
There you go. Actually, I think that's the dialogue I was talking about that she says that. She says, like, yeah, here you go. So she says, I don't use hero a lot, but helping that caravan was downright heroic of you. These catapults could mean the difference between life and death here in the next centaur attack. Do the centaurs attack often? Unfortunately, yes. The adults try to be brave, but it's the little ones that haunt me. They're so young to be exposed to all this bloodshed. What you did makes sure they can grow up safe. I'm happy to help. That dialogue, if we came here without doing the event, she would say different stuff to us entirely. But yeah, this meta event will chain into another one. Oh, that's what I was going to say earlier. One of the weird, interesting... Oh, look, we actually built a catapult. That's so cool. Oh.
They're half human. I'm sorry. By attacking us, they're attacking half their own kind. I don't think they see it that way.
These guys are debating whether centaurs are half human or not. But yeah, basically, look, this is a meta event that got updates in later years, and a lot of people don't really remember, but this is actually kind of a formidable event now. Let's grab this waypoint here at Nibu. And yeah, basically, if you defend Nibu from the centaurs as they attack, you can defend the Ascalon Settlement that's nearby as well as we travel over to it. Let's speak to some of the villagers, because I do think that there's a few interesting things going on here. First, let's check up over here and see what these guys are saying. That is literally the bull that we just escorted. Everyone, I guess, was talking. We can press F to actually use this, and you'll see we get onto the catapult. The 3 skills turn it. One to turn left, one to turn right. It's really quick and responsive. And the more we hold down fire, the further we can actually treb out into the battlefields. And look at how miserable that is. Funnily enough, guys, behind those mountains over there, that was where we went to the big cave before, where we communed with Grenth. And we had Priestess Ree with us. So yeah. Here we got an Asura who's helping the humans out. It seems it's Asuran technology that's helping them to stand above. This is a female called Glim. And she says, I've almost got this contraption to full capacity. I just require a few more parts and then a little more time. As an aside, I spotted the most remarkable creature the other day. What are you making? It's a device to defeat the centaurs. It'll scramble to me at 50 paces, and if my blueprints are correct, we'll do just ghastly things so they're heavy. Oh, I can't wait to use it. You mentioned the creature? Yes, it emerged from a hole that those little scavengers use. It was a huge beast. I never would have hypothesized creatures of that immensity were dwelling under the local soil. Okay, so basically what she's talking about there is a dynamic event can spawn here with a big scavenger. Crazy, interesting, weird thing about her. And this does not apply very much. It used to happen a lot in Guild Wars 1, not so much in Guild Wars 2. This NPC has a randomly generated appearance. Seriously. Sometimes when you come here, she'll look different, just randomly. And I don't mean like she'll change her clothes. I mean she'll look completely different. So that's Glim. That doesn't happen often in the game. But yeah, she has RNG on her appearance, so that's kind of cool. What else have we got? I think I did want to talk to the innkeeper. Lots of villagers hanging around, a repair guy, chickens, armor smiths, weaponsmiths. We could maybe upgrade some other stuff. Oh, here's an old lady that I like speaking to. She's called Merle. I think she's supposed to be selling bread, maybe. Yeah, when I was younger, I was holed up in a ruined camp, and I fought off a company of Modnir with a broken sword, a box of explosives, and a fractured collarbone.
I found a centaur's pouch. It had blood all over it.
No way! What was in it?
Arrowheads. A whole bunch of them.
No way! That's humongous wondrous.
Humongous wondrous, wow. That's amazing. It must have been quite the soldier. No, I was, and I'm not ready to retire while the war's still going on. I'll fight until I have no teeth left. I've gone blind and I can't walk. Then I'll whack... Oh, she's wandering off. Mel.
Leave us alone.
They're not like us. They only know how to kill.
I want my family back.
I'm sorry. Do we know you?
Why was the Sylvari crying? Because she's just empathetic, maybe? She started crying in their conversation.
Before you ask, I'm going to say no. And not only am I going to say no, I'm going to order you to stay inside if there's an attack.
But Captain...
No, Merle. You're past your prime. You're retired. I forbid you from fighting. If you so much as hit a centaur with a soup ladle, I'm arresting you.
Oh, gods. Right as she was in the middle of talking to us about it. She's really creepy. I love these old lady things. So later in the game, guys, we're going to find tonics that we can fight in called combat tonics. I really want a combat tonic for the old lady. And I want a combat tonic for the old man as well. Look how cool they are.
Hello, youngster.
Hello there. Look, even I love the old lady voice acting as well, because you don't hear very much of that in the game. What was she in the middle of saying? And then I'll whack any centaur that comes within a reach of my porch with my cane. The seraph could probably still use you. Oh, I'd fight if they'd let me, and my mind's still sharp as a drake's tooth. I led troops against the centaurs for years, but they wouldn't listen to me. Kooky old woman. Ha! So that's kind of interesting. And amazingly as well, if you guys paid attention at the start and the end of these videos where I give you that ambient audio, there is nearby, at the fort nearby where we started this episode, there's a conversation between a guy that wants to meet his mum in Nibu Terrace. I think it's probably her. Wiki speculates they're her, and I think they're probably correct about how that goes. So there you go. Let's quickly nip into the inn, and then we will move on, I think. This posted message is related to story upcoming much later, so don't worry about that just yet. You'll notice the inn layout very similar to some other ones that we've been in. Unfortunately, the door's closed up there, though, so we're not going to be able to explore too deeply. Lots of people hanging around. Here we get an Elixir of Heroes. We can pick this up. This will actually make us invulnerable, and for quite a while. 3 seconds, so if we have a drink there... gulp it down. That's kind of nice. Innkeeper Janik.
Can I help you?
Hello there. Here for the local gossip or just seeing the sights? Gossip? Do tell. Here, I've seen a few things in my time. What did you want to hear about? Okay, well, who's in charge here? Well, that would be Captain Glenvernon. Good man. Came here years ago. Sent by the Queen herself to protect us, bless her. You notice in Nibu, by the way, every time people talk about the Queen, they always end with bless her. He great is another typo. Should I keep pointing out the typos? I mean, they are everywhere. I don't like making the game look unprofessional. He great at his job, but all of his burdens are gonna worry him into an early grave. Protect you from the centaurs? Those sick beasts raid us all the time. Sometimes they even carry us away, never to be seen again. It's all thanks to Captain Glenavon and his seraph that any of us are alive at all. Alright, so there you go. What can you tell me about Nibu? We're a proud member of the Crichton community. Being so far from Divinity's reach makes for tough living. The local centaurs aren't going to be happy until we're dead or we're broken.
If they're not half human, then what are they?
In their minds, they're not half anything. They're all centaur.
I still don't understand.
No, I wouldn't expect you to. Don't you have chores to do?
I love how measured and precisely she speaks. She's very, very cool. We've even got a kitchen we can snoop around in here. Probably don't want to do that behind the bar. So there you go. Yeah, she's basically saying if they're half human, shouldn't they maybe be a little bit sympathetic? That's an interesting point to make, you know. Maybe they're right about that. All right, so anyway, there you go. That's Nibu Terrace. I love doing this little walk we're about to do now. We're going to walk along the road here, and we're going to go from Nibu to the Ascalon Settlement. Now, if any of you watching me right now have seen my Guild Wars 1 series, or you've played Guild Wars 1, you'll know that the distance between Nibu Terrace in the original game and the Ascalon Settlement was massive. There were big, open-world explorable maps filled with enemies that you were kind of forced to fight, winding through cliffs and things, and big white sandy beaches. And here in Guild Wars 2, you get a real sense of the scale difference between the two games, because now you can see Nibu Terrace there, and within a very minor walk, basically don't have to fight anyone, you can get to the Ascalon Settlement extremely quickly. And if Nibu is considered out on the fringes, we'll grab this waypoint as we go by. The Ascalon Settlement would be even further so. Because, yeah, in-game, maybe we don't walk that far, but in lore, it's definitely much more of a walk, you know, and we are traveling a lot further. So, you notice we come into range of another heart here. The meta event could continue pushing forwards. As it stands right now, it says the battle lines are quiet. The centaurs and the humans are both regrouping. And we get to the settlement. I love this place. I remember one of the 2011 demos for this game showed off Gendaran Fields and showed off the Ascalon Settlement as we're now experiencing it here. And there was something so thrilling about that to me, to see what it was like in the second game. It was one of those major landmarks that I wanted to come back to because we were here when this was founded. We helped the people build this.
News just in. Nemo Terrace is completely overrun. It's happening to its citizens.
Wow, did you guys hear that?
You there. News just in. Nebo Terrace is completely overrun. I hate to think what's happening to its citizens.
I guess they got attacked right as we left.
Hello there.
Smart, cart, tart. No, that's no good. Say, you don't have a good rhyme for heart, do you? What? You're writing poetry in the middle of all this chaos? If we let trouble stand in the way of living our lives of love and of the poetry in our souls, then we've already been defeated. I, for one, am not ready to lie down and die. Good for you. Maybe try the word part? Part. Yes, that's perfect. Slowly tread the mighty oak heart. None shall force its grove to part.
That's correct.
I like it. You'll make a fine poet.
Times have changed, huh? Now we're friendly with the Char, and it's the centaurs we hate.
As far as I know, we've always hated centaurs. And I'm still not sure about the Char.
Yeah, these guys were talking about the history of the settlement and the fact that when we came here, they were fleeing the Char, right? I like that line that they're still not quite sure about the Char, you know. So, yes, this is obviously a heart, so we can do a lot of different things to help the people out. There are just a couple of places I want to go. Oh, so here we're trying to salvage stuff, gather stuff that our tools are not a high enough level to deal with. So we can't go very... so we're basically getting ruined plant fibers instead. Use a harvesting sickle of a higher quality to avoid ruining these materials. We can sell that for a tiny bit of copper, which I guess we'll do. But yeah. Alright, so what did I want to show you, Ascalon Settlement? Well, they do have a shrine to the Six. Let's see if we can find that. And possibly some other cool NPCs. These guys are sparring, and we can spar with them to do heart progress, but I'm not going to bother with that. There's obviously the bulk of the houses there and a cool building up there. There's all kinds of weird different things.
When you follow a ghost, you don't have to watch where you step.
Good point.
Oh, I like how many Silvari are just filtered around here. It's kind of a sign we're getting closer to LA and the melting pot of all the races. But here you go. This is a shrine to one of the gods. It looks like Dwayne there, said to be the leader of the gods. And there's a Doomsayer standing on the platform. I love this dude. The story's never really come back to him or what he's doing. In early Guild Wars 1, you meet a Doomsayer who's crying about the Flameseeker prophecy that end up coming true. Well, here's a Doomsayer. Let's see what they think. Hear my words, childs. Repent and be saved. Your wasteful existence in this world may be at an end soon. I am a messenger, sent to impart this news so you may be safe in Grenth's embrace. Can't you see that you're scaring these good people? They need to be afraid. Fear will bring them to the truth. They must beg the gods for forgiveness. Their fear will be the conduit of their prayers and the link to their salvation. That's despicable, we say. I don't need your insanity. You poor blind soul. Of course you need salvation. Do not squander this opportunity like so many before you. The sand is draining from the hourglass, my child. Your time grows short. And we get the option here, are you threatening me? Your blasphemed existence is the threat. Your soul is in jeopardy without the god's blessing. If you do not ask for forgiveness, your soul will wither and die in the mist. So like permadeath, that is really. We die, we go to the mist, and we die there as well. You're insane, leave me alone, we say. I like the way that the dialogue is structured on this one. It's kind of like, you can imagine if the personality system was still in the game, that only players who have honed their dignity stat would actually get this option, or only players that honed their ferocity would unlock that, but then the devs just ended up unlocking everything for everyone eventually. But yeah, so you get that. Who are you? Lord Renly the Marjuk. So this guy's amazing, right, guys?
I don't know if I'm cut out for this.
Okay, I don't know why you're saying that to me, but check it out. He says, splendid to meet you. I so rarely run into people of quality traveling through here. I hope you can find some comfort in this ramshackle little burg. Now, what's fascinating about this guy is he said this to us because we're human, but not just because we're human, but also because we are nobility. It is so rare for even the personal story to honor these early choices as we go further forwards. But here we have in the open world an NPC that has tailored his dialogue specifically for us because we're nobility. So that's the only reason he gave us that introduction. We say, I'm very much enjoying my stay. You have such a lovely town. Perhaps it's better than sleeping in dirt. At least the wolves keep out most of the centaurs. Those filthy animals are exhausting to all of us. Have the centaurs attacked you? Yes. I lost my boy 2 years ago to the centaur raids. He was a strong and promising young man, a true testament to his bloodline as a descendant of Ascalonian nobility. There seems to be this real sense that the Ascalonians are like all hot and heroic and like they're like sexy, cool. Like if you're a human, you want to be an Ascalonian because there's like some heroism and greatness in your blood kind of thing. I've seen better, we say, about the town. Well said. Wait, what? This place doesn't hold a candle to the human cities of old. But our time will come again. My ancestors held vast amounts of Ascalonian land. One day we'll control that land again. Wait, don't the Char hold that land again now, we say? He says it doesn't matter what those warmongers and murderers think. When the time comes, Ascalon will be ours again. We can bring humanity back to its rightful place in Tyria. I'm not sure about that, is the response. I don't like this response. It's like, this is the developer's response, you know? No, come on. I like this friction. That's so cool, guys. Do many travelers come through here? Yes, mostly of the unwashed and uncouth variety. With my wife away in Holbrack, I long for intelligent conversation now and again. Why is your wife in Holbrack? She's shopping for antiquities. My lady Sarah certainly has an eye for value. I'm sure she'll come back more than successful. I'm sure she will, dude. So yeah, there's all of his dialogue. There's another NPC as well. I don't know exactly where they are, but you can talk about Lord Penley Marjuk behind his back, and they're like, yeah, it's the servant here. Look at the servant down here. Hello, servant Patrick.
Are you well?
Good to meet you, sir. Can I help you? What can you tell me about the Lord? Between you and me, his lordship's an odd one. He's got a way of talking without telling the whole story, you know. Hasn't been right since he and her ladyship learned their son was killed. Their son was killed? Yes, sir. He was killed by centaurs a few years back. After that, the lady started taking more trips, and his lordship just got meaner. Tell me about the Lady Marjuk. She's off in Holbrack right now, shopping for things to decorate the house. But always she leaves with an awful lot of money, and she never brings much back. It doesn't add up, sir. I see. Tell me about the son. Yes, sir. He was killed by centaurs. And, yeah. So it's kind of interesting. There's a line here where he says, I could be killed just speaking to you, or I could get in trouble just speaking to you. Not killed. But yeah, it's kind of weird. It's like the devs set up some kind of strange conspiracy with this family. Not really been touched on because human-Char tensions haven't been touched on by the plot. Obviously, the Elder Dragons are a bigger threat and continue to be so even right through to 2018. But I very much enjoy that. This graveyard's interesting too. If you come here at night, you'll notice that this Raven is level 80. This is related to a legendary weapon, I think, for later on. But this Gravedigger...
Yes?
Oh, hey, did Marduk send you? If he did, you tell him I'm working hard, okay? Don't go say I'm sitting around or nothing. But you are sitting around. Yeah, but he doesn't need to know that. Besides, I'm just taking a break. It's a hot one today. Makes for some mighty potent smells around here. Ugh. Well, Marduk didn't send me. Oh, good. You're here for the sights. Or you like dead people? No, wait, that came out wrong. I mean, this tomb here's popular. It belonged to some important guy. Gives me the creeps, though. Who was the important guy, we ask? He says, there lies Captain Greywind. He was big news back when we held on to Ascalon. I don't tell their stories. I don't want to be friends with the dead. I just put them in the hole. I like this guy. He's got so much character for just a random grave digger. Something about the dead bothers you, we ask? He says it's that grave. Something spooky happens there. You can't see it now because that ain't great. When it happens, oh, it makes me cold thinking about it. I see. Maybe I'll come back at night. Take care. By the way, the meta event just updated. Nibu Terrace has fallen. Ascalon Settlement is in danger. So the centaurs are actually on their way to attack this place. And this whole place will be attacked and evacuated from NPCs and stuff. But yeah, so this grave is very cool. Captain and Greywind, 1038 to 111280, the greatest teacher and leader ever to have graced this land. This was a big quest giver NPC who helped found the Ascalon Settlement. We spoke to a lot in the original game, was a skill trainer with interesting skills. Those who, again, have experienced that, you'll all have some nostalgia for this. He's got a grave here. If you come back at night as well, you can, like, kneel at this or something and see his spirit raised from the grave. It's kind of nice. You can, like, light all the candles or something, too. Oh, God, the centaurs are attacking. Listen, guys. Oh, that's going to have to cut short our exploration of the Ascalon Settlement, then, I think. There's, like, a plaza to the gods, and there's all these old crones hanging around it and talking about, how everybody needs to bow down and look at the gods, and there are younger people who think that they've lost their minds because the gods aren't relevant anymore. There's some kind of interesting stuff like that.
My soldiers and I can handle a few mangy beasts.
But we're going to get cut off from that because the centaurs have attacked, and unfortunately...
It's good craftier than this. They'll try to swarm us on two sides. Citizens, get to shelter. Soldiers, it's time to fight. They've taken Nebo Terrace. We can't let them take this.
Unfortunately, guys, Casey is not going to be the hero to defend them here. Oh my god, they're breaking through the gate. Can I press F on this and go through the other side? No. Casey's not going to save the day because, unfortunately, we've got other bigger fish to fry. We've got to go to Lion's Arch. We've got to see the meeting with Destiny's Edge. This will take 10 minutes at least to defend. We've got 3 different sections of Ascalon, the Ascalon Settlement. But yeah, you know, this has been kind of cool.
I want to take over our land and enslave or annihilate every other race.
My sister says it's because they're evil.
That too.
They're talking about... here you go. Here's the Shrine to the Six. I think all the NPCs have left now, though. But look, you get all these little statues for the 6 gods you can interact with. It says the 6 stand, watch in stony silence. These statues are nothing like the moving, breathing avatars that once interacted with their followers. Yeah, because 250 years ago, we actually had the avatars we could even interact with. Those days are long gone. The best one can pray for is a blessing from afar. This clearing is a place of quiet contemplation with the freaking battle roaring in the background. Offer your respects. And we kneel down. Oh, we don't kneel down. We just salute them. I know, yeah, that gives us a little bit. There's even Elixir of Heroes here. Just a fantastic little place. I'm happy that we got to show off a bit of the meta event, guys. But yeah, from there, we're going to actually move on, I'm afraid to say. We could have climbed up to the tower and there would be some other stuff there. But yeah, there you have it. This takes us back onto the road toward, to Lion's Arch, sorry. That swamp over there, according to the timeline...
Your place.
Probably, just quite recently, Etius ran through here in the search of Hal. We did see that they went to that swamp and discovered that there was a lot of undead activity happening there. But by the time Casey travels on through in this high-sunned evening, we find that everything there is clear. So that's about it. I see no reason why we should have to see us walk all the way there slowly to LA. So I'll see you guys at the meeting with Destiny's Edge, where there's a little something new for us to see and learn about. See you guys in a second.
It's beautiful out here, isn't it? So green and fertile. Applenook is a place of simple, hard-working folk who take their harvest from the sea and the soil. But I must urge caution. Pirates are thick as weeds out on the lake and give the people no end of grief.
Oh, there's loads of kids playing around with some elders here. So we see some Norn. I don't think we've actually seen us walk through along this bridge, have we? I think all our other entrances to Lion's Arch were via Asura Gate. But there you have it, guys. A bit of the old LA architecture moving straight into the reinforced version of the city. All right, Logan. How's it going, man? He says, I'm not sure I trust Kate's motives. Stay close. I doubt it's an ambush, Logan. Let's just see what she has to say.
Welcome, fellow members of Destiny's Edge. We must speak of the threat of the Elder Dragons.
When I agreed to come, I didn't know you'd be inviting this char.
I could say the same for you, human. Finally crawling back for forgiveness, Logan.
I've done nothing that needs to be forgiven.
Please, all of you, our time has come. We must help the Orders. We have fought the Elder Dragons before.
And lost. Because someone couldn't keep up with us.
You have something to say it to my face.
I would if you weren't always running away. I should gut you and be done with it.
Gut me? With what? That human-made sword you looted from Ascalon? I've had enough. We're done here.
Running away again. I refuse to waste my efforts on cowards and fools. Goodbye, Kate.
We failed, then. Failed to bring Destiny's Edge back together. We cannot help the others. How can we help Tyria?
It's so incredible to see how miserably this conversation goes based on the fact that at least 3 of these guys have got pretty reasonable expectations of making some headway. You know, it's kind of incredible. So, just before we speak to Logan here at the end, I did have some other stuff I wanted to show you here.
It is good you have met me.
Hello, Mr. Hylek. We're going to learn a little bit more about you very soon. But there are a couple of other things I wanted to show you guys in terms of extra dialogue. So remember we spoke to a guy about Claw Island? Well, would you believe it? There's actually more dudes you can speak to. First of all, with Gatekeeper Royne here. Now, I kind of messed up. I wanted to speak to this Gatekeeper on Bract. I had a whole plan, and I messed it up. So I forgot to do it on Bract, where it would have made sense as the Asura speaking to the Asura. So Casey's going to pick up the slack here. Hey. And she says, quickly, I've got calculations to perform and simulations to run. Busy. Idle hands may as well be human hands. Why so flustered? Look around, faster. You see the gates? I run this gate network. They're my responsibility. One little mistake and it's my ears on the chopping block. How do you get stuck with this job? Stuck? This is a plum assignment. Lion's Arch may look nice, but without Asuran gates, it's just a neat little pile of rocks with an ocean view. Money buys innovation, and we, Asura, invented it. I'd better let you get back to it then. So yeah, this is the gate network. You can understand now that description of how the Asura sink their claws in all over Tyria. Yeah, it's true. Without them, Lion's Arch might not be what we currently see it as here today. That's not all, though. There is another NPC that I really want to show you guys. I'm not exactly sure where they are in the town, though. This Codan looks freaking awesome.
Coda's blessings upon.
I'm not exactly sure where they are in the town, so I'll have to cut, and we'll see whether we can find them. Be right back in a minute, guys. Here he is. So, over in this corner, you'll notice there is a very small-looking chap. This is a quaggan that we've really seen and heard very little of so far. So this is an aquatic species. And there is actually one here at Lion's Arch.
Oh, quaggan likes you.
And what a cute, ridiculous, adorable voice that is. Let's hear that again. Ready?
Quaggan's pleased to see you.
Oh, I'm pleased to see you too. Cool. Quaggan has dry skin today. Quaggan wishes she would be in water instead of here on dry land. Well, why aren't you in the water then? It's right there. Quaggan has an important job to do, telling people about Quaggan's village. Quaggans have nice things for sale, and if you visit Quaggans, Quaggans will sell you some of them. What sort of things do you have for sale? Ooh, Quaggan sell many valuable things Quaggan find in water. Ooh, yes, you should go find Quaggan in their underwater homes, and they will trade things. Cool. Tell them Quaggan sent you. Maybe I'll check it out sometime. So, yeah, a little bit weird. I love the denial here, by the way. These are always some of the best dialogue. I wish I could be in the water instead of dry land. That would probably solve your problem. Bye. So, yeah, that's the Quaggan. Kind of a lover.
You look tough. Let's wrestle.
Oh, Jesus Christ. He's actually almost as tall as us. That's amazing. I like how he's moving as well as soon as he's asked us to wrestle. Man, there's so much cool detail in all these little areas. Looks like he's just running in circles. That's the Quaggan. You'll probably love or hate them. But, Casey, let's just say, before long, will likely be getting intimately knowledgeable with them. So, yeah, there you go. There are even more NPCs for us to speak to, but we may have to save that for another time. Logan. That foolish, arrogant, mule-headed Char. Does he think I wanted this? I was a fool to come here. A fool to think I could make this work. You're not a fool, Logan. This is the only way. Without Destiny's Edge, Kryta will be destroyed by the dragons. We can't do it alone. I love the thought that Bract, Casey, and everyone else was all hit, and they just be like, yeah, we're Destiny's Edge now. Because we all have the sense, we all basically have to say the same thing to our mentor, you know, slap some sense into them. We can't do it alone. And that's essentially the idea of the dungeons, if you think about it, really. 5-man parties going in, you know. We can't do it alone. I know that. I knew Ritlock was angry. Zodja, all of them. But don't they see that they had the choice I had to make was hard on me too? We still aren't fully sure what this choice was, right? You had to choose between the woman you love and your guild. You did the best you could in time. So Casey seems to know a little bit more about it. I wonder whether this was the developer's negligence in the early story to not give us that extra detail about his feelings towards her in the previous arc we did. In time, ... There is one thing, time is one thing we don't have, my friend. But you're right. I think I need to take some time to cool off. I'll contact you soon. Don't give up, Logan. Terry needs you. We all do. So he does that. He goes to cool off. And, of course, next we see him is at Corticus's manor. Get a cheeky little black line key from that. And, yeah, the stage is set. So we've seen that. Now, let's figure out about the Durmand Priory. Oh, we just got a mail. Magister Siren. Novice. I'm so excited to meet you. You must have wonderful stories to tell. I can't wait to hear them. I've been assigned to escort you to the Durmand Priory, so meet me at the Black Lion Trading Company headquarters in Lion's Arch, and we'll get started on a grand adventure. Siren. Alright, so, yeah, sounds like we've got an enthusiastic, happy, lovely, friendly person who's going to be meeting with us. You know, Tibble was alright, a bit weird, a bit of a goofball. This person seems absolutely charming, cherry one might say. And so let's check out what's going on with meeting my mentor. Got a little bit of trivia for you here at Lion's Arch as well. I'm not sure if I mentioned this already, but I will now. So a new area of Old LA has unlocked for us. We can now travel to a different location. Oh, look, it's Gix. We heard a little bit about it before. But if I just show you guys, if we go to our graphics options and go to post-processing, if you switch that to none in the middle of your gameplay, it turns the sepia tone off and stuff, and you can kind of sneaky give yourself the experience of Lion's Arch way back when it originally came out in 2012 with the correct lighting and color and everything. So now it's not all shaded, right? This is all the beauty and majesty and color of LA as it originally was. So you can kind of trick the game a little bit to make it look like you haven't gone back in time. But of course, you are still sort of stuck just in these story instances for now. But check it out, here's Gix! Remember we had a little bit about him before? The leader of the Priory, a grumpy... This is genuinely one of my favorite characters in the entire game. I love this guy. You see the flavor text he has under here? Leader of the Durmand Priory. Welcome to the Durmand Priory, novice. Excuse me, who are you? My name is Gix, and I'm the Durmand Priory steward. You'll be seeing a lot more of me, I promise you. Have a good day now. Ah, I see. Thank you for the information, steward. And you're about to hear some of the best music in the game.
The Durmand Priory is a bastion of history, containing the collected wisdom of the ages. For 200 years, we've stood upon a foundation of lore, research, and exploration. When Lion's Arch was flooded by the rise of the nation of Or, our forebearers rescued the city's survivors. We salvaged knowledge that would otherwise have been lost. Now, as the dragons ravage ever greater expanses of Tyria, we must do even more. We must discover the truths that Tyria needs to survive. Where the dragons came from, why, and how to end their threat. The Priory is dedicated to learning. Siren, one of our most cunning scholars, will provide tutelage to help you gain wisdom that you will need. Durmand, our founder, said it best. Your power is only equal to the sum of your knowledge. If that's true, then we're Tyria's best hope to survive the darkness gathering on the horizon. Welcome to the Durmand Priory.
Oh, hell yeah, they're so good. I love these cutscenes. They are so good. Jesus.
Go for a walk, stretch our legs, breathe some fresh air?
I think that's a marvelous idea. Have I mentioned how much I like being married?
You sure? You've only had 3 days of it. You're not tired of me yet?
I'll never tire of you. Even centaurs can't come between us. I'm yours forever.
Forget the fresh air. Let's go back inside.